Hey everybody, I'm Glenn.
And I'm Xander.
And together we are Fun King 3D, and today's video is going to be talking about the Nano printer by Easy 3D. Alright, so Easy 3D reached out to us directly and asked us if we wanted to review this 3D printer, and of course I'm not going to say no. As long as they meet our terms, we're always willing to check it out. Full disclosure, no money was changed in hands for this particular review. The printer was sent to us at zero cost and specifically for the purpose of reviewing the printer on video. Now, a little bit of background. I don't know when I cut this box open if there will be another box inside, or like, because this could be just a shipping carton and then there could be like a retail carton inside, or maybe this is the box. It is supposed to be fully assembled. Easy 3D did tell me that this printer is supposed to be very good for, they said children. I think when they say that, they're talking more about school-age children. So there's another box inside, and it's upside down. Maybe I cut the bottom of the box. I don't know. Oh, okay. So it is retail packaged actually very nicely. Little carry handle, decent looking box. It's carryable by a child. It has a sealing label. If you see void or this label is broken, that means box has been opened during shipping, which it has not. So we are going to go ahead and cut that open. But when they wrote to me and said to make sure that we tell people that it is good for kids, good for schools, that kind of stuff, I immediately wrote them back and said, I will totally do that if it is good for kids. So my intent is, I'd have to say the packaging isn't really great. It's wrapped in bubble wrap, but there was no foam or anything, and it had a gap in the box just banging around in there. So that doesn't throw me any. But their slicer software is supposed to be very easy to use.
I like this.
So far, I'm liking it too. I like the way it looks. It is injection molded. It has plastic sides on it. Okay, so now that all the packing material is off of there, something that we learned is that these little side panels have this really cool like door handle latch on it right here. And you just pull it forward and then it opens up. So the sides actually lock on there. It's got two tabs here in the back and it clips in like this, and then you close the door handle. So, but there is also two, you can see the two green blocks. I'm pretty sure that those have to come out of there. They are 3D printed, but I think they're just there to lock the printer in during shipping.
And then so this foam block.
Well, we may not be able to take those out till we power the printer on.
The entire thing is supposed to come off when you.
Yeah, it's not hinged. It's
good. It falls out quite easily.
Yeah, you can get those out of there. Save those in case we box it back up for something. So it's got a little tiny piece of Bowden tubing here into the extruder, and then it's got the cable coming out to the back.
I've actually put it back on.
Good job. Gold star for you.
Yeah.
So on the back of here, you can see there is a USB port There's a power connector. There is an SD card slot, and there is one switch. And then there is actually a button here on the front. So that will be interesting. So let's get rid of this tape. I'll make Xander clean it up later. They were kind enough to send us a US power cable. Yay!
I like US power.
There is the power brick, which is a 12-volt, 5-amp power supply. And
This is almost the
it is grounded. It comes with a grounded...
This is almost a quarter
of the size of the printer. It is a grounded adapter, and it is a grounded power cord. So, you know, pluses to them. Probably the spool holder. A, you know, typical blue USB cable. A USB micro SD card reader with an SD card in it. Maybe more of the spool holder. I'm pretty sure that's a spool holder. We have a Phillips screwdriver with a hardened tip. We have the cutest little roll of filament. That is PLA 1.75 with a print temperature of 190 to 220 degrees. A little plastic removal tool, I suppose that is. And owner's manual. Yeah, I'm not sure how the parts of this spool holder fit together. We'll have to look. It's kind of a little weird. So I'm assuming that the software is going to be on this. Did I get it right?
Yeah.
But is it on the side or off the back? It looks like it's off the side based on where the buttons are. I just feel like I'm going to break it if I try to pull it over that edge.
Yes, it works.
So that's, I guess, how it goes. This part fits kind of funky, but you figured it out by looking in the manual and then saying, yeah, I think that's right. So there's the spool holder. You would have to use a very small spool, though, and I don't know where you'd get a spool of filament this size.
Or maybe just like, if you model and then just fill it up.
Or take 10 seconds inside of Fusion 360 or Rhino 3D and just design my own. So, all right, so I have to assume that the software is on this SD card, and we will go ahead and figure that software out and get it installed, and we'll be back with that part next. We have installed the software, which is as easy as putting in the SD card into your computer through the use of their little reader, and running the E3D Nano software, which I think is funny that they call it E3D. But I'm going to go ahead and plug the power adapter into the power cord, which is plugged into the wall. And I'm going to put some power here into the back of the unit. And at that point, the power light on the front will be green, as you can see there. So there is also a switch back here, and it is feed this way and retract towards the USB. So we're going to take our filament, our AIO Robotics filament, and we're going to push it down in here.
It's not a boat inside of
until, well, technically, no, it's direct drive, but until you can't push it anymore, and then we're going to push the switch towards the feed side, which is away from the USB. And now the green power light is flashing, and once that gets to temperature, it should go back to a steady light, and it should start to then feed. Once it reaches temperature, it will know that it's at temperature, and it will begin to draw the filament into the nozzle. With a USB port on this, I don't see why there isn't any reason you couldn't put an OctoPi on here and control this whole thing through Octoprint. All right, you let me know when that, it's flashing slower now. It is drawing the filament. It's taking the filament in. Now it's pretty close to the bed, and I don't really have a way to move the nozzle up. I can turn this so you guys can see. Not drawing very fast, but it is still drawing the filament. In fact, it's pushing some goop out there to the bottom. I'm going to take this front enclosure off. Take my handy dandy tweezers. It looks to me like they printed with some pink before they sent it. It's always like a warming feeling to know that they test it. When you go to load up your filament and a different color comes out of there, it's always nice to know that they tested it.
And if they don't, we've got an issue.
All right, so I guess at this point I change it off of feed because I think it's just going to keep going. So, all right, so we have a little bit of filament coming out there, and now I want to show you their slicer. As you can see here, their slicer is very, very simple. There isn't much to it. You have save to disk, delete, slice, and open. So we're going to go ahead and open, and this is the file that came on their SD card. So we're going to open that up, and there it is. And it gives you a few options as far as moving and scaling and you know, dropping it to the floor and that kind of stuff. I didn't really play with. I guess this arrow right here would be the front of the bed, but that gives us an idea of what we're going to print. And by choosing the model, that gives you all of these options. Here's your rotate and scale.
That looks so big on the slicer.
I know, it looks huge, but it's going to be tiny, isn't it?
It's going to be so small.
And then one key slicing or custom slicing, so you can actually get in there and vary the settings if you need to. But otherwise, for an inexperienced user or a kid, you could just do one key slicing, and that's going to go ahead and slice out your model. I'm not going to bother because it is already sliced to the SD card. So I'm going to take that SD card now, and I'm going to put it into the SD card slot on the back of this printer. Wish they would come up with a standard. Like, some of them go in right side up and some of them upside down. So the G-code file is on there now. Let's take away our little bit of drippings, and I'm going to hit the play button, and now something's happening. The light is flashing slowly. Apparently it auto-homes itself by just crashing into the wall of the printer. It does have 4 screws on the bed for leveling, and the manual does say that the print bed does come out, that it is a removable print surface.
Sounds really weird.
That's the motors are tiny, and then the lead screws that it uses are just like all threaded rod. So it uses a hex shaped shaft to drive the belt, which is what I wanted to do on the FK1, but I couldn't find one the right size. And it's laying some print down.
Not going too fast.
Well, this is a speedy monster.
Not going too fast.
Yeah, but who cares? I mean, if it really is that easy, I mean, yeah, you realize that we kind of stumbled on the whole. It seems that you have to go right from the feed to print. It must be as soon as you take it out of the feed, it cools down. It's printing a raft. And then, of course, you could put the door back on the front.
Why don't you? I don't.
Because I'm not afraid of anybody putting their hands in there. But it would be good in a school environment to keep people from. This would be great for taking to maker fairs and stuff, because it's very small, it's very portable, and by having that glass on there, it will stop people from putting their hand in there. And where it prints at this speed, it lets people watch it print without it just like gunning through stuff. I have to admit, the slicer software does seem very, I'm going to say
easy?
Simplistic,
Oh.
but not from a bad point of view. Again, their big push is to make this simple for kids. And of course, 3D printers always come with some level of issues.
Yes.
You know, there's maintenance and stuff that has to be done, and you know, dialing in the bed and all of that kind of goes with it. Now, this, I used the standard option. Let me pop back over here. I used the standard option for slicing. I didn't optimize it, and I didn't do it fast. I'm assuming that that's like how fine of a print it is. Not how fast it slices, but fast print, standard print, optimized print.
What does optimize?
Probably like a very small layer height so that it's as nice as possible.
Take too long.
So I would think like 0.1, 0.2, 0.3 layer heights.
Maybe, I don't know.
So, but let's, we're going to go ahead and leave this, if I can find the right camera. We're going to leave this, and we'll turn this into a time lapse. We'll be back after it's done. That was long.
Yes, that was very
All right, so here we are. It's like almost 8 hours later, and and it's finally done.
I took a long nap.
We ate lunch. We ate dinner. Xander has played video games all day. I've edited 2 and a partial videos today, and finally
and this little thing that I predicted to be 1 hour took 8.
And it's finally done. Now, I do want to say that this printer is absolutely quiet.
Yes,
It didn't make any noise at all. And of course, it's got good aesthetics. So as far as, like, if you work in an office and you want to have a 3D printer on your desk,
this is definitely
it's a great option. Yeah, it's a non-heated bed.
It's not heated?
No, it's a non-heated bed. It's just the hot end that heats up.
Can I have the first print?
We
We should have decided this before.
Now, supposedly this is a removable bed.
But it looks like you need to screw it off.
That's the
Oh, well, I'm special.
That's to level it. Don't take the back door off.
Okay. I just wanted to take a door off.
I'm gonna sneak in here with these tweezers and see. All right, I guess I'm just gonna try to pop the print off instead of, or maybe the whole bed will come off when I pull this.
Or you'll just lift the printer.
All right, let me see that handy dandy spatula that they sent us.
This one.
That one.
This one. Can I try?
Maybe the spatula is what I need to use to get the bed off.
Can I try getting it off?
I don't want to pry on the wrong part. Okay, so there it is. Oh yeah, it's a magnetic flexible sheet.
Ooh, that looks nice.
And then oh, it is heated. Is that warm? Or is it just my imagination?
It's a little warm, but I would think that would be from the hot end temperature.
Yeah, but the hot end hasn't touched it in a long, long time. Okay, you just like this.
Can.
Yeah.
This way?
That way, yeah. Right, not too far so that you crease it. Whoop.
Now we have a little thing that we'll never use.
So it's fairly thick. It's a fairly thick piece of what I assume is magnet. Those aren't ferrous. Yeah, it's got a little magnetic pull to it. Not a lot, but it
I
sticks
thought
to
telescopes were supposed to help you see.
It sticks to this plate really well.
I can't see anything.
All right, now you have to remove the.
I think the raft should stay on there.
The raft.
Looks cool with the raft on.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, okay. I don't know what I'm talking about.
I want to see what the separation is like. Well, it came off pretty good. The bottom doesn't look great because of the raft. So.
But did it really need the raft?
It's probably their way to
show
combat.
that.
Generally, you use a raft if you can't get your bed perfectly level.
Okay.
You know, or if there's a deviation in your bed, you'll use a raft.
Okay.
I mean, there's other reasons, but printers have come such a long way now that rafts aren't typically necessary. But I mean, that first layer raft was pretty decent, and then you can see. But you never get a never get a really good first layer with a raft because of it laying on the raft. So print quality wise,
it's I say it's fantastic. I almost want to print another one. I'm fast.
Let me quickly adjust the. So there it is up close, and yeah, it really has some pretty decent print quality. You know, it's not really the easiest thing to see, but I gotta say I'm kind of impressed.
Mm-hmm. We should print another one on fast mode and see how it looks.
It'll be done in 2 days. So it is not fast. That is for sure. It is not fast.
Optimize will be done in a year.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd want to see it on Optimize. I'm not sure. It's not really easy to lay the bed back
perfectly.
Yeah, it's
I don't know.
Well, and I'm trying to get the spatula underneath there, and it's actually getting under the build material, the build sheet instead of. But I guess it's okay. I guess it's down where it's supposed to be. There's a globule of PLA on there. So overall, first impression's pretty good. I'm kind of excited about it. I'm going to let Zach try and run through it. When they told me that it was good for kids, Zach immediately came to mind. But I think they're talking more like Tanner. I would think
special.
I would think like 4th, 5th graders and above would be able to run this guy pretty well. just again, it's not super fast. So
No,
so if you want something out of it, it's going to take a little while.
Goes to school, beginning of the school day, prints one of those. It's not done by the end of the school day.
Yeah, by the next day you could pick it up.
Next day.
But again, I'm really, I mean, the print is smooth. Like,
yeah,
I know with a texture like this, it's easy to hide flaws, but like there's no sharp. There's nothing sharp sticking out of it. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. So we will definitely continue testing and have a follow-up video on this. I do want to hook it to an Octopi and see if it could be run that way, because that would open up a lot.
No.
There will be a link to this in the description below if you want to go out and get one, and I'm pretty sure that their store is through GearBest. And again, it is Easy 3D, which is EASYTHREED. So it looks like threed, but it's Easy 3D. It is yeah, aesthetically it's cute. It's very quiet.
No.
Low power consumption.
No.
Your finger's gonna get stuck in that, and then I'm gonna have to cut your finger off.
Please don't cut my finger
I'm not breaking the first print. So, and again,
wow,
the fact that it comes with these.
You care about this more than my finger.
The fact that it comes with these enclosures is kind of a nice thing to keep people's hands out of their while it's printing.
No.
Very cool. So, thanks for tuning in. Make sure that you send us thank you cards for turning that print into a time lapse, because it was like 8 hours.
8 hours, yeah.
It took a long time. I kid you not when I say that we went to dinner, or went to lunch and dinner during that time. So yeah, thanks for tuning in. If you like what we're doing, we'd love for you to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell for notifications. A thumbs up is always appreciated as well. It's bedtime now.
No.
It's late. It's like 4 o'clock in the morning. No, not really, but thank you guys. And as always, till next time, print on.